So the settler just stopped the car, harassed the father, punched him in the face. He broke his nose. They attacked people. People were hospitalized. I saw like really horrible videos of one man standing by himself and 10 settlers, attacking him with sticks.
Welcome to Women Ending War, the podcast where Palestinian and Israeli women talk about partnerships for peace, real solutions, and ideas for crafting a new world.
It's where we express our pain, anger, dreams, creativity, and vision, where hope is a conscious choice.
معاكم أميرة مسلم.
I'm Elana Stockman. Thanks for joining us. All right. Amira.
Hi, Elana. Long time ago.
Long time. Habibti.
Yes, it's been just so crazy, and things were just so fast that we couldn't take a breath, since few months ago when we met in Ras Al Oja until now. It was few months ago, and now look at us. Just few days ago, the last family in Ras Al Oja was expelled, was ethnically cleansed, was forced to leave. Not because they were afraid, not because, no, on the contrary, they stayed. They stayed for 2.5 years there. They stayed and fought, and they were like really very strong. They handled everything, and we were there to provide protection for them. But at the end, it was impossible. Water was impossible to enter there because settlers would attack the water trucks. Settlers controlled all the water canal, and they moved like the canals from going into the Bedouin community, so the Bedouin community couldn't use it anymore.
Yeah, we saw that canal, right? They showed us that canal when we were there. Yes.
So no more water was going through the community. Their sheep, every time they take their sheep out, the settlers would attack or steal them or like kill them. So there was no way for them to put their herds out, and so they kept them inside, and the sheep can't stay inside. They have to graze. They have to go outside in the green, and at the end they couldn't afford for them food for the animals, so they started selling their animals to feed part of the other animals. And
these are mafia tactics.
It's like it's fascism, it's extremism, it's terrorism. This is what we call terrorism. When you say terrorist, this is what terrorist is not allowing a human being from their basic needs, is depriving them when they are there and standing and they are alive. So
we also heard a story about the family whose kids were attacked on the way home from school.
All the time. Like, this is Ain Duke, which is a nearby community, which, by the way, this Ain Duke is in Area A. We already spoke about it. Remember when we did the statement? This is the same community that was attacked 2 days ago. They were coming from school, going back to their home, and the only way that goes up to their home is crossing, like, it's in Area C, and then it goes back to Area A. So the settler just stopped the car, harassed the father, punched him in the face. He broke his nose, and you have to see the kids. They were just crying and like traumatized. They didn't want to go back home until we provided some protective presence and accompaniment and stayed with them all night long to feel safe. Like, and it's, Elana, it's just so quick. It's everywhere. Yesterday night, Masafir Yatta. Oh my God, they attacked 3 different areas in the same, Masafir Yatta, in the same area. They attacked people. People were hospitalized. I saw like really horrible videos of one man standing by himself and 10 settlers, attacking him with sticks. He was hospitalized, and he's in like critical condition now in hospital. And they burnt all the food for the animals. They burnt houses. They burnt cars. It's everywhere. It's not like one place or one area where, they have like conflict. No. It's not. It's a systematic ethnic cleansing supported and pushed by the government. It's not a settler, an individual who suddenly woke up in the morning, decided that he wants to, to take over the land of these Bedouins or of these communities. No, it's a state-backed ethnic cleansing. It's a systematic ethnic cleansing.
Over the weekend, there was a whole slew, like there was some kind of coordinated series of attacks, from what I understand, that it was like a whole bunch of places at the same time. On Shabbat, by the way, like religious Jews doing this on Shabbat.
Yes, because for these religious Jews who are doing this,
I say so-called religious Jews.
Yeah, these religious Jews. Actually, what I know, it's like they do it on Shabbat because what they teach them in their like schools or whatever they are taught. They teach them that when they do it on Shabbat, even if they drive a car or speak on the phone, this is because they are, cleaning the area, Judea and Samaria, from Palestinians, from us, from Arabs. And that's why it's okay religiously.
Really?
That's in their Talmud or whatever it is,
they call it like pikuach nefesh. Is that what they say?
It's like for God, yeah. It's like sacrifice for God. So it's okay to break Shabbat to do all of these things, Jan. It's so crazy.
So the last family left.
Yes, Naif, our community liaison. He's a beautiful person. He has a beautiful family. He has 10 kids, just like, small kids. And now I just talked to him and he tells me, Amira, the situation is like really humiliating. Yeah, because they left their homes and now they are sitting in places that is not their homes, that is not even, doesn't have their basic needs for 10 kids of his and 10 kids of his brother and 8 kids of his other brother, and they don't have enough resources and nobody is looking at them. Even our government, our government provides some kind of help, but it's not enough. If you bring food of box, from also the different INGOs and so on, they provide some boxes or food boxes once. But these are 10 kids. 10 kids, one food of box is not enough. It's not enough. So these people are really like, it's Nakba. It's Nakba.
They lost their home.
They lost their homes, their communities, their schools, their
roots, their
source of income also. Like they dependent on herding, on raising sheep and grazing them, and then doing milk, cheese, and so on, and even meat from them and sell it. And now they don't have that. So all kind of their income is gone. Who's going to help these people?
So how many families were there that left?
So when we arrived in July, there was 130 families. And after like 2 weeks of us being there in July, one family left, but not from like the community itself. It was like on the outskirts of the community of Ras Al Auja, because this family was really on the outskirts and they were all alone, and the settlers would attack them on a daily basis. The man couldn't leave the house and leave his wife and kids. Even we provided protective presence, but it was so scary for them, so they left. And then around 2 weeks ago, Salame and Abu Talib, who we interviewed, the older man, who has ownership that was stamped from Bet El, from the Israeli government, left, decided to leave. And they were the first families, to be attacked every day, and they couldn't bear it anymore. They left. And immediately after they left, everybody after them left. So in 2 weeks, just 2 weeks, we have over of 120 families, around 700 people, mostly kids, left for nowhere. Left, some of them, I talked with some of them went to cousins, relatives in the cities here and there. Some of them are sleeping now in tents even, in the Jericho area. Yes. And this will not end because they didn't stop there. They expelled this community, and now they started with the next house that is closer to the outpost that you saw on the video, like last time you came, and they are now intimidating this family, which is the first house in the city,
Which city?
Oja.
Oh, in Uja.
Oja.
So Ras Al Uja is like
It's like
it's a village outside.
it's like
Uja.
outskirts of Oja, where the spring is and so on, where Bedouin communities were. But now the settlers are attacking the houses, the real houses, where not Bedouins are living, but like people are living, not Bedouins in very basic housing. And now they are attacking these people. And so we have to provide now protective presence for these houses. And for Ain Duke, which was attacked 2 days ago in the school bus, and another community, which is Fasayel. Fasayel is also around, let's say, maybe 20 minutes northern of Ras Al Oja. And the families there also left, most of them. One family stayed because they have nowhere else to go. And so we have to provide for them protective presence. But sooner or later, they will leave because the settler is going there. One of the settlers is going there every day on a daily basis from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. and doing all kind of intimidation. Even he brought a big, this is the second time he does it in a month, where he brings a big truck of rotten dates and throw them on the door of the house.
I saw that.
Yes, this
I
is in
shared that on social
Fasayel.
media.
This is in Fasayel village. And
That's
what happened?
That's so like twisted.
Exactly. And the man wanted to remove it because it's his house, like it's his property. And the settler came and like threatened him. If you remove them, I will say that you stole them. But like you are throwing it on my doorstep, and I want to remove it, and now you are telling me that I'm stealing it. Like, what the heck is this?
It's like it's this twisting. It's also twisting the narratives. It's twisting
all the time
the whole story.
All the time, it's twisting the narratives and twisting the story, and claiming things that are not true.
It's twisting who's the victim.
Exactly.
It's trying to twist who's the victim and who's the bully. And
actually, I will keep you now to watch a clip that we took a few days ago, also in Ras Al Oja, before they were expelled, of someone. He's a social media influencer, okay, a right-wing fascist, and I don't want to say more words about him.
Roy,
I will keep you watching this clip now. His name is Roy Sar, and he's a disgusting human being. He came in, invaded our property, our private property, the community's property, where our activists from Mistaqlim and other organizations are staying. And he just entered, speaking perfect English, of course, English American accent, and I'm sure he's American, so okay. And then he's invading private property with his, camera and pepper spray, and started threatening the activists and pepper sprayed some of them.
Get the fuck out! Listen, you know how many people spoke to me like that in my face? That's not gonna help you, you little boy. You're a little fucking idiot. You terrorist fuck. Tell me, are you a peaceful person? Are you here for peace? ואם אתם רוצים מלחמה, זה מה שאתם תקבלו. עכשיו אני אספר לכם משהו. כל אחד ואחד מכם מזוהה. אני יודע מה הטלפון שלכם, I know your number, I know your family, I know where your cousin, your grandma, your father, your uncle, I know where everyone lives. And from this day on, anybody who harasses other people is gonna get harassed by himself. I'm starting a new project, which means harass the harasser. You understand? So go and exchange your SIM cards and go tell your father and your mother and your cousins to change their address. Because from now on, your information is gonna be out there. So get ready, because you've never seen somebody like me until this day. Touch me, I will spray you, you understand? Don't touch me. Don't touch. Don't touch.
Get the fuck out of here.
What's up? Hey, don't touch.
Get the fuck back.
Don't touch me.
Get the fuck
Don't touch. Don't touch.
Get
Don't touch.
the fuck
Don't
back.
touch.
You're
Don't touch. No, you're standing
Get
in
the
my way.
fuck back.
You're standing in my way.
And then, after all the attack, he left. The next day, he posted on his social media how he went to some of the activists' house from Mistaqlim, from Looking the Occupation in the Eye, Sigal, and Ben Zion also. He went to their house and bragged about it on social media, how he went to their houses and intimidated their families. And even Sigal's husband was attacked by a rock on his own private property.
So this is really hard for me to wrap my head around, that this guy is coming into someone's house and engaging in all of this violence, actual violence, throwing the rocks, attacking, doxing, also doing the doxing, which is illegal. All of this is illegal. And where is the police? This is happening, like in Pisgat Zev, which is part of the Jerusalem municipality, and Tel Aviv. I mean, this is Israel proper. This is where the Israeli police is supposed to be enforcing. This guy, Roy, should be in jail. He should be arrested and be in jail. And so why isn't that happening? So that's a big question. I mean, in addition to, I'm not trying to minimize what happens in Russia, but this is a whole new level, right?
And exactly what I have been saying since the beginning. It's one day it's us, it's Palestinians, it's Arabs, it's anybody who's not Jewish. But then when they finish with us, they come for you guys.
It's totally like the poem. It's exactly like a poem.
Exactly.
They came for the communists. I didn't speak up because I wasn't a communist.
And then they came to the immigrants, but I didn't speak because I wasn't.
It's exactly.
And then they came to me, and that's exactly what will happen to Israel, the Israeli society. You will end up with these people who are not getting any accountability. They are not taken to jail. They are not really punished for their crimes. This is a crime.
Yeah.
Like if you are American, I am American also. Well, if you live in the States and somebody trespass your door, what can you do in American law? You can shoot him and kill him. And it's self-defense.
That's true. Even though I wouldn't necessarily hold up America right now as a model of democracy. Of course, but yes, okay. But I get the point. Yes. Yeah.
Anybody. This is self-defense. But here they are doing it in the West Bank, and he's very clear in the video. He's saying this is not Palestine, this is Judea and Samaria. Fine, this is Judea and Samaria, but doesn't mean that you can come and trespass private properties, even if it's Judea and Samaria and it's not Palestine. I don't care for the naming. I care for the humans who are living there and who are you are really hurting. And now you are going to your cities where there is a law, where it's democracy state, and doing this.
In the video, there are a lot of really horrifying things, some real dehumanizing things. So, for instance, there's this one part in the video where he hisses.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And it's that was crazy. But also this twisting of the narrative. There's a whole language thing happening here where they're trying to twist reality and again turn who is the bully and who's the victim, reversing it. And it becomes so hard to unpack that and to talk back to it because it just becomes this big chaotic mess of trying to tell the story. And they do it on purpose, he does it on purpose in front of his, however many social media people.
I was curious to see the response for his social media. So I went through his TikTok and Instagram and Facebook even. And oh my God, Elana, you have to see the comments.
Oh no.
Everybody is cheering for him.
Oh no.
Who's this hero? Where is your GoFundMe account so we can send you money? Wow, you are a hero. You are our hero. And this saddens me a lot.
Yes.
To see people, looking at this man and thinking that he's doing right and that he's a hero. Come on. It's not about Palestine and Israel anymore. It's about losing your humanity.
Right. Adia Grove also writes a lot about this. She gets a lot of that every time she posts something about, let's say, babies being killed. Something and also this week she posted about how 2,700 families, entire families, were wiped out in Gaza. Wiped out an entire family. Mother, father, all the children gone. 2,700. I mean, this is something that is incomprehensible. And there are people who respond with laughing. They put laughing emojis and things like that. It's heartbreaking. And so she started outing them. She starts taking pictures of who are the people who are laughing at this.
For her. Because yes, it's so scary to live in a world with these people where you don't have any kind of empathy. It doesn't matter who that person who is killed or attacked is. He's a human being, just like you. Imagine, just for this person who's laughing for a whole family who was killed, imagine your family was killed. What would happen?
Yeah.
You know, you want everybody else to laugh at you. I don't think you would love it, you know?
Yeah.
And this is so scary that when we go out there in the streets, no matter where you are, even around the world, not only in Israel, but like all around the world, and you see such acts and such people walking around you, you are scared for your life. It's not safe anymore anywhere in the world. Like look at this, the United States and what is happening.
Right,
You
with
know,
ICE in Minneapolis.
with ICE and
Yes.
like people protesting freedom and democracy, and they are being killed in the streets. They are being attacked. They are being, you know, and there are people who are cheering for that, even for ICE and Donald Trump. Like, come on, what's going on with what's going on with the world? I'm so tired, and I really I feel like crying. I feel like shouting. I feel like screaming because the world is collapsing. The world is collapsing. We are so tired, you know, and Palestine was a proof that the world is collapsing. It started with Palestine, but now we can see it all around, and it's so sad that we are so busy, you know, protecting people or you know solving conflict or not solving actually because it's not being solved. It's trying to at least protect ourselves first, you know, instead of being building for a better future for our children. And I'm so tired and I'm so scared and I'm so afraid and I'm so depressed and خلاص, you know, I'm so tired.
I really feel you. No, I really feel you, and it's what you're describing about that lack of empathy and the loss of a basic empathy, a basic ability to hear someone talking about their painful experiences and just like, you know, even the basic thing of just being able to hear it without correcting, without laughing, without saying you deserve it, without making all kinds of excuses. I mean, it's like, where has that basic humanity gone? Like that's what we have to like be working to regain if we're ever gonna make this.
Sure, I'm not sure. It's too late.
You think it's too late?
It's too late. I lost hope.
You lost hope.
I lost hope. Though I'm like continuing to do what I'm doing, I will not lose hope in that. But I lost hope in humans. In humans, like simple human. Like, come on, what's going on in the world?
Well, that Ras Al Uja thing was probably really difficult. I mean, the Ras Al Uja thing, you were busy. You spent all of this time bringing all these amazing volunteers who were dedicating their lives to protecting unarmed civilian protection, just going there and standing up to protect them. And it didn't work. At the end of the day, everybody ended up, and they're amazing. The volunteers are amazing, and your work is amazing, and the idea is amazing. To see it, to see all of the people leave anyway, that's crushing, Amira.
Yeah.
That's crushing.
And you know, the problem is it's not that it didn't work. Actually, it worked. It worked because we prolonged the stay of the people. So instead of leaving immediately, they stayed at least 2 years and a half. You know, and I really give them all the love and all the support and all the solidarity for those people from the community of Ras Al Aujah because they stayed, they were awake all night long with us. They were telling us when there is a settler coming with an ATV, when there is a settler is poisoning the animals, when they were attentive all the time. They cared. They wanted. They were hosting us with love. You know, every time we went to do shifts, to do protective presence with our field partners, and, you know, they would like give us tea, give us breakfast sometimes, you know. But the reality is bigger than us. It's not about these settlers. It's about again a system that is providing this kind of service, this kind of ethnic cleansing.
It's systemic. It's systemic violence.
Of course, it's systemic violence. Yes. It's you know, I call it, and I always call it, those settlers are only like paramilitary. You know, they are military without uniform. They are mafia style, you know, and supported by the government, which give them ATVs, give them all kind of guns and machinery, and give them all the access to the system. For example, me, until now, I have a police ban in Israel just because one of those settlers, who's the security guy, Kalish, you know, decided to put my name over like in the system. So I'm banned just because I'm doing non-violent work and protecting people. I'm banned to even go to Jerusalem now. You know, I can't even as an American citizen with American passport, I can't even go and travel from Israel. I can't go to Jerusalem. I can't go to Haifa. I can't go anywhere. I'm stuck here. You know, just because the settler is with the government are one. They
And
are not
didn't
separate.
and didn't the police admit that they know you're not a terrorist, that they know you're a peace
Of course,
activist?
because you go to the system. I put a lawyer, of course. You go to the system, and there's nothing against me because I really didn't do anything like wrong or like
You didn't.
terrorist. Like
You didn't do anything wrong ever.
I
Yes.
didn't do anything wrong ever. My work is based on peace, and you know, you are my friend.
Non-violence. Yes.
Non-violence. You know,
Yes.
you are my Israeli partner. You know, and I never like did any like terrorist kind of things or like something that threats the security of Israel. On the contrary, I've been calling for peace since I was a little girl. Since even my house was partially bombed in 2000, I said no. I will not revenge. I will not hate. I will go and talk. I will make peace. I will find a way. There is another way other than fighting and killing each other. But you know what? It's not. It's the Israeli government, the fascist Israeli government that is now there, is not helping us. Is not helping us. You know?
It's crazy. This complete lawlessness, this complete the sense of like the legal system, the law and order is gone. It's just like gone. It's been taken over by, Ben Gvir, Smotrich, all of them.
Yeah, imagine that Ben Gvir, like a few days ago, he goes to the UNRWA headquarters in Jerusalem, and like he's walking and laughing about demolishing it. Like, what the heck is this? Like, how come a minister acts in this ugly, degraded way? You know, where you are demolishing an official building for a UN, institute, and you are laughing about it, and you are proud of it, and doing all the kind of laughing and jokes about it. How come you Israelis are allowing it?
Yeah.
You know, it's not about Palestinians.
Yeah.
It's not about Palestine or Palestinians or Gaza or Hamas or Fatah or whatever. It's about you guys. It's about the Israeli society, and they have to stand up for these kind of fascist people.
Yes.
Because if they finish with us, wallah, they will come to you guys. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart for us and for you and for everyone that we have to endure these kind of things.
This whole situation is heartbreaking. All of it. Gaza, Ras Al Uja, Minneapolis. It's all sort of like the same. It's the same like takeover of violence. Empathy is gone, humanity is gone, violence. Even though there is resistance in all these places. Minneapolis there's resistance but it's hard to fight the system. It's really I'll just share with you, like for me, like it's really frustrating to feel so powerless in the face of all this. Because like even what you're describing about this guy Roe who went into Sigal's house and hit her husband, like that is such it's an absence of like where is the police? The police comes for you for doing nothing and doesn't go to him even though he did all of those things, the doxing and the real violence and all of that. It's totally backwards. Like it's really a loss of any sense of that there's law and order, that there's someone you can count on, that there's some kind of civil society, that there are some kind of rules. Like the rules feel like and it is really a little bit surreal to be watching all this in Ras Al Uja and in Gaza and in Piskat and in Minneapolis. It's like it's all the same process of like the breakdown of a core aspect of what it means to be human, what it means to be living in a society. Like it's just like disappearing. Like how are we going to get that back? Like you were saying, you were feeling so sad and so like apathetic about it. Like that's a big question for me too. How do we start the process of rebuilding all this? Like for me, I'll tell you, for me, one of the biggest things that's always in my head is the issue of the language, right? Because like the violence always starts from dehumanizing language. Where we have people like even this guy Rory, who I don't know how big his following is, but influencers, podcasters, or whatever, who have these followings and introduce language that completely dehumanizes the other. And that's Ben Greer does the same thing, and Bibi does the same thing. They all do. The whole government is full of like all of this dehumanizing language, and that comes first. I'm saying? That's the part that is kind of like permission, right? That language gives people permission to do the worst things, like walk into someone's house and pepper spray them or go up to a car and punch the father in front of his kids. Like, it's all of that language of dehumanization that gives that permission, which is why like I'm on Facebook all the time to combat the language part, because I feel like I feel like we have to combat the language of dehumanization first if we're ever gonna get back to civilization. That's where I am. Like, that's my feeling of like the work ahead of me. What about you? Like, what do you feel is like next?
I honestly have no words. I have no solutions anymore. Watching and following all these communities that are under attack on a daily basis in all parts of the West Bank. And honestly, I have no capacity even to think of solutions, because all solutions that we tried, even like the most peaceful ones, didn't really win, as you said, because of the law and order thing.
Yeah.
When you don't have law that protects you,
Yeah.
what can you do?
Right.
Whatever you do will not be successful, because at
Right.
the end, if there is no law, we will end up like, where the Forge, where there is a movie, 3 parts, American movie, where like they do one night, 24 hours, where they allow people to revenge from each other or do whatever they want. And you have to watch that movie. And I feel that we got to this point where here we are, and not only here, but like in other countries, also in the States, we are getting to that point where there is no law. People are just, doing whatever they want, not their human kind,
Yeah.
but their animal kind. And they will be killing each other, revenging from each other, stealing, doing all terrible things. That's how I feel the world is going. I'm sorry, today I'm being very pessimistic.
That's okay.
So last time we spoke, in that beautiful spot you brought me to in Big Jala, it was at night, so we couldn't see the scene so well, but it was the scenery. Last time we were there, we were talking about the terrible tragedy of Ras Al Ujeh, and just in general, all of the settler violence that has really had a devastating effect. Devastating. And the last thing you said to me was that you were feeling very pessimistic, that it was really hard for you to sort of access hope and access. So that was a few days ago. How are you feeling today?
I think the hopefulness or what I was feeling the other day comes in relation with also my health. So I wasn't feeling well physically, and I think this really affects.
How are you feeling
But
today,
still,
by the way? Hang on,
today I'm really good. I'm feeling much, much better health-wise. But
Right.
still, looking at the news, looking at everything around us, I still don't see how could this all end. Settler violence, and I don't even like to call it anymore settler violence, because it's not. It's like state back violence, systematic violence.
Yes.
It's a way of ethnically cleansing people without the need to carry them all on a bus and tell them to leave, and this cannot stop if bigger powers and bigger like governments were involved in this. It's not something that you and I and any peace activist or any person who works for a better future for all of us here can even solve. Like, you can see from all the demonstrations, the people, even like all kind of different peace activists or like peace organizations, where where they are doing their best to change the status quo, but it's not working. On the contrary, every day we see something that is making it more impossible even. So, but at the end of the day, we don't even have the privilege to lose hope. Because if we lose hope, it means, yeah, let's go to the borders and just cross and
Yeah.
go, like, wherever they are telling us to go, like go to Jordan, go to here, go to Arabia. So, and this is, of course, not something that any Palestinian would do, any Palestinian want to do, even if they were offered all kind of, like maybe money, maybe place, maybe a new country where we are like sitting on the sea, in the front of the beach and like enjoying the sunny days. Nobody will leave Palestine. Nobody is leaving Palestine. Not us, not you, I guess. So I think it's time for the people to hold hands and do something like bigger, like really bigger. Not only, it's not about just demonstrating and going, like something that can change and really affect the governments. So
There was a massive protest on Saturday night. Did you see that?
yes,
Massive,
I saw
historic
it.
protest. It was historic for a few reasons, right? It was the first time that the Palestinians were centered. They were centered in the protest area. I mean, this is an area that's been having weekly protests for 3 years now, right? Over issues of, democracy and then the hostages and then ending the war and all of that. But this is the first time Palestinians were at the center. And so, and that was a big deal, because one of the criticisms of a lot of the Israeli protests is that, Palestinians and the occupation were always sidelined. They were always sort of like hidden. I mean, there were a few stories, especially at the beginning of, Palestinian citizens of Israel who are not allowed to speak, who are like, no, we don't want to do that and stuff. But here, finally, the people who do believe in a different reality, who want a different reality, who believe in shared society, who understand that all people are human beings, all the people who are here are human beings who deserve basic rights. They all came out. Actually, I don't know if they all came out, but a lot came out. 100,000 people speaking Arabic signs. That's like new. It saddens me to say it's like radical, but it's radical. I mean, it shouldn't be radical.
It shouldn't be radical. And I think also we have to recognize the Palestinians who live in Israel. This is not the first time they do such things for them. But after the 7th of October, the government was so strict for anybody who opens his mouth, not only on the 7th of October and like Palestine-Israel thing, but even internally, like even if you protest as Arab living in Israel, the killing of your kid and the police closing their eyes for that killing, though you have all the evidence who killed your son, I think that was the moment. Like, we cannot just keep quiet and see our children. Like, Elana, because I know I have lots of friends and relatives in Israel, like Haifa and Nazareth, here and there. And it's horrible. It's terrifying how they live. You don't know if you are the next. It's like gangs. It's gangs calling you and telling you, well, if you don't pay like 10,000 shekels, we're going to kill your son. And you cannot do anything but give them the money. And when you start giving the money and suddenly you stop just because maybe you don't have that 10,000 or 100,000 or whatever the number, they can come and kill you or kill your family. And
because the Arab population in Israel is not protected by the police.
No, not at all.
So they know it's like easy pickings, like, nobody's going to come help them. Yeah,
exactly. And that's why it was time for them to stand up and say enough is enough. And Jewish Israelis are obliged to stand in solidarity with them, not because they are Palestinians or Arab, not because of their nationality or religion, just because they are living with you in the same country.
Yes.
So if the gangs are now reached to the Arab community and they are doing this to us, again, it will end up at your doorstep.
Yes.
I
wanted to tell you, hang on.
in the West Bank. We were talking about it
Yeah.
last time.
Yeah.
It's the same. What happens to us, it will end up happening inside your own society, inside the Jewish society.
Yes.
And we will
I
end
wanted to
up
tell you,
all
hang on,
dead.
there's a story. I wanted to tell you a story about this that I heard yesterday. Yesterday, this a colleague of mine was telling me that in her sister-in-law's school, a state school in Petah Tikva, she was called in for disciplinary action for daring to mention, she just mentioned the demonstrations. You're not allowed to even talk about it. You're not even allowed to mention anything that looks towards the left. Also, and she's a civics teacher, right? She's a civics history teacher, and apparently some of the parents told on her, right? They told on her to the principal that she was mentioning some slightly to the left ideas. And she was called in disciplinary action. And they were saying that there's been like firings, disciplinary actions and firings.
Many. We heard about that.
That's
So-
exactly what you were talking about. This is exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly. And I think this is the way forward. Let's say some hopeful things. I think the way forward is people to rise up and say, enough is enough. We don't want this anymore. It's not about any more Israel and Palestine. It's about each one of us. It's about me, you, not as Elana, the Israeli Jewish American woman, or Amira, the Palestinian from the West Bank. No, it's about us, our existence as human beings on this land, you know, and it's time for us, for everyone, Arabs in Israel, Palestinians in Israel, Palestinians in the West Bank, Palestinians even like the diaspora, even Jews in the diaspora. They have to stand up and say, enough is enough with this fascist, right-wing, extreme violent government.
Violence.
We have to stop and stand. And there has been a lot from our side, from the Palestinian side, saying enough is enough also for our extremism. We don't want war. We want to live in just peace, in equal rights with everybody else on this land. We don't want to kill anybody. We don't want like to see a Jewish person and kill him just because he's Jewish. It's not that. It has never been like this. The Palestinian and Israeli conflict has never been about Jews versus Muslims or Christians. It was always about land and existence.
Right.
And our own existence.
Ownership, turf. It's like turf and tribalism and turf.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Amira, I'm with you. I'm totally with you.
We will do what we can do until this end, even if we don't see a change on our time, as you know, as long as we are living, maybe for our children. You know, I have a son who's like now 10 years old. He still have the life in front of him, and I don't want him to be living my life, you know. I don't want him. I want him just to pick up the phone and call your grandchildren and tell them, hey, let's go hang out on the beach, you know, just without any problem, without fear, without worrying, without, oh, there will be missiles in the next 5 minutes, or there will be war with Iran, or will be this or that, or, you know, whatever. We don't want that for our children.
Inshallah,
and that's my
that
hope.
your son and my grandchildren will play together on the beach.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Amira.
Habibti, you're welcome.
Thanks for listening to Women Ending War. If you want to help create change, you should join us.
Subscribe, like, comment, or share. Tell your friends about us. Talk about it. Be part of the solution.
Thanks, and see you next time.